Well, Matty, first things first, the gaffer just said you picked up a bit of a knock at the on Friday night. How's that going?
Yeah, it's improved since Friday night, so obviously we're just keeping an eye on it, so we are today. So hopefully it'll be all right, and obviously we'll be able to go on Wednesday, but we'll obviously make a decision today at some point.
Yeah. On Friday, it must have been a frustrating one when you're a player and you're chasing the game pretty much most of the game, weren't you?
Yeah, pretty much. I think, for us it was one of them where, since the gaffer's come in, it's probably one of the first games where we've kind of been a little bit annoyed with ourselves. I thought Leeds were excellent. I thought they were really, really good, and sometimes you've got to take your hat off and just basically say that they were excellent on the night, and probably we weren't quite at our level that we've been at. So yeah, it was a tough game, but we've got plenty more games to come now, and hopefully try and turn it around performance-wise.
Yeah. Any idea? Because sometimes you've had a lot of games, but then so have other teams. Any ideas on what wasn't quite right?
No, not really. I mean, I think it's just sometimes you just get that where just throughout the whole team, you sometimes either the first ball, second ball, you're just not quite getting the run of the draw really, and obviously they're really up for it and on top at that point, and momentum kind of just shifted in their favour really. There's nothing really to put the finger onto it. Not really concerned about it. It's just more the fact of one of them nights.
And you're going away to a Premier League team, but given the home game against them and the two against West Ham, there's got to be a lot of confidence that you can go there and give them a very good game.
Yeah, I think for the team at the minute, there's a lot of confidence in the way that we are playing. In the league, probably the results just not quite going for us at the moment. But performance-wise, the gaffer's obviously really happy, and we've just got to try and turn some of the performances into wins. I think with the game coming up on Wednesday, it's a tough game again. Premier League opposition is always very, very difficult. But like you said there, the confidence that we've had from 3 games so far in the cup, we'll go there and we've got kind of nothing to lose and give everything.
Yeah, because there are, against a Premier League team, sometimes you have to ride your luck a little bit. But other than maybe the first 5 minutes of that West Ham game away, it really hasn't been that way in any of the 3 matches.
Yeah, no, I think certainly for us, we've conducted ourselves in the cup very, very well, and I think we have taken a lot of confidence from that, and I think we've just got to go there and do the exact same things what we've been doing. And I think you've just hit the nail on the head there. You need a little bit of luck on the night against the Premier League team with the players that they do have, and we're excited about it, and hopefully we can get the result.
Obviously, you spent a long time in the East Midlands. I'm guessing you probably didn't play Forest that much when you were at Leicester.
No, we had a couple of occasions. Always went pretty well, I think, of what I remember. I think I remember we got into the playoffs in my first year at Forest. I think it was it might have been a 2-2 draw, and it was between us, Forest. I think Brighton was involved, and we got in on, I think it was about 68 points, which is quite low, and we finished 6th. So yeah, I do remember a certain few occasions there which have always gone quite well. So hopefully it goes well on Wednesday night.
Well, you've got a nice smile on your face, and it is sometimes you have positive memories of certain places, and it does put a spring in your step.
Yeah, I think people have positive memories. Some people also have bad memories of places. That also sticks in people's heads. So I think it's for us. It's a big occasion, a big game, and we've all got to be relishing the opportunity and enjoying the occasion really.
And with the carrot then of what is to come for whoever wins on Wednesday night, I would imagine for you especially that would be a beautiful.
It would be. Yeah, it'd be amazing to be able to win on Wednesday night first and foremost, and then the opposition that you then face, obviously at Bristol City, which would be amazing for everybody in the occasion, but. For me personally, it would be, really, really good. And certainly my 2 boys have obviously mentioned it already, big United fans. So one of them said to me, what would I do? Where would I sit? And it's kind of like, no, you've daddy. So, but like I say, first and foremost, we get the result on Wednesday night, and hopefully then, it's another big occasion to enjoy for the club.
Yeah, that's it. And you've got to get the job done against still a very good Forest team. And I don't imagine anybody's going to be getting ahead of themselves because it is a big test.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. There's no denying the fact that the players that they've got and the calibre and the level that they do possess, and I think being away from home is obviously a tough one as well. But like I say, it's anything can happen on the night, and I think as long as we go there and perform the way that we can, and make it a difficult game and be intense and give them the respect that they deserve, but not too much. And I think for us, that's what we're going to be focusing on, and fingers crossed we do get the result. Thank you very much.
As captain, when things like Friday night happen, well, I imagine it's quite a down dressing room. What could you give an insight into kind of what your approach is?
It's just more the fact of that's the level that we want to try and get to. And I think as the young players that are in the group, I think that, you know, Leeds were very, very good on the night. And I think that you look at that, and that's where you want to be performing at that end of the table. You want to be in and around them kind of games where, you know, the top six is the aim for the club and for certainly the players, the manager, the staff, everybody. So I think for me, it's just more the fact of take note of what happened, you know, take the positives, you know, look at the negatives, learn from it, and take it into the next, you know, run of games that we've got. I think that's the main thing. It's not getting too concerned about the situation, because there's been, you know, a lot of positives in recent games.
And are you conveying that message yourself after the game? Like, I know dressing room you want.
Yeah. No, I think I said one or two bits that that's the level that we want to try and get to. And I also said that, you know, for us on the night we probably weren't at the level that we want to be, and that was kind of like backed up by the manager as well. So it's, you know, it doesn't need to be anything other than that really. It's just you know, making sure that the messages are there and that we know where we went wrong and what we need to do to kind of rectify that.
On sort of speaking from an on-pitch perspective, and you sort of touched on it earlier, what do you kind of think didn't quite go right for you that then led to that performance? Like, in terms of what you're seeing from when you're on the pitch, it's very different for us.
Yeah, I think for us it was, you know, their press was excellent. You know, we want to try and build, we want to try and you know, have possession of the ball, and I think that you know, they won it back obviously high up the pitch once or twice. So I think then confidence in terms of playing out, you know, kind of maybe gets questioned between the players, or, you know, you bring a little bit too much emotion into it. But I think, you know, Max made some great saves, and I think that there was certain positives in the game that when you do actually look through it with a fine-tooth comb, there is things there that we were trying to do and did come out. And I think there was still one chance that would have levelled it up. You know, probably not what we deserved, but it was still there. So we stayed in the game. I think that was one of the biggest positives. But you know, I can't really put my finger too much on what it was. It was just one of them nights.
And you as a person, like, how do you? Because you've had obviously the weekends. Like, what are you like with defeats and performances?
I used to be really, really bad. When in my Leicester time, where, you know, without kind of having kids and things like that, it was, you know, you take it all the way through the weekend and you'd be, you know, constantly overthinking and constantly, even certain games where you'd win as well, you know, you'd have too much of a high, and then, so I was really bad. But now I've kind of, with certain injuries that I've had, I've become and learnt more about my own kind of brain really, and I try and just leave it once I kind of get back home and obviously in and around the kids and my wife, I kind of just forget about it and become a dad again, and then look at it as and when I need to, whether it be the clips, whether it be the individual stuff, team, and then today is probably another good day to kind of just have a small reflection on it, but then push it away and move back in onto Wednesday's game. And
that's obviously a healthier approach.
Yeah, it is, yeah, and it takes time. I think, you know, certainly with some of the young lads, they might look at it way too in depth, and you try and give them a little bit of advice of, you know, just park it really. You know, look at the positives that have already happened in numerous games that we've had. So I think that's where it is. It's just a learning curve for everybody, and even still me, you know, nearly 33, I'm still learning as well, and sometimes I do get a little bit too emotional with on-pitch stuff or even off-pitch stuff, but I think it's just human nature, and, you know, it's you know, like I say, it's a big learning curve for everybody.
So with the younger lads, sorry, going back to your role in the dressing room, because the captain enhanced that, do you kind of talk to them about that, or is it one of them, like you allude to, when you've almost got to get through it as a younger player?
I think so. I think, maybe. I think you don't want to, you know, kind of put too much onto him, because obviously that's the way that I dealt with it and the way that I deal with it. But, you know, for certain lads, it might be completely forget about it. It might be, I need to look at it. I have to look at it. So I think that, you know, if they want to ask questions or they want a little bit of advice, I think there's numerous other lads that have been in senior roles that can also help. And I think it's just the way that you need to learn around. You're going to have a lengthy career, and you're going to have probably a lot more downs than you are ups throughout your career. You know, the ups are obviously, you know, few and far between, and can be, you know, some people don't experience a lot of them. So I think when you do get them, it's try and enjoy them, not too much, but then try and make sure that the performances then don't dip too much, so that you spend more time at the bottom. So I think lads will learn and they'll get accustomed to what works for them as an individual, and then the gaffer will obviously implement a team kind of way of dealing with things, and we move forward again.
What are you going to have to do on Wednesday to get the win, do you think?
I think we're going to need everybody. I think we've had a lot of games. I think we've got 2 suspensions, I think. So there's going to be personnel change there. So I think we're going to need everybody in the squad. I think we're going to have to be 100% focused, 100% concentrated because of the threat that they do hold. I think we need a bit of a ruthless edge because if we don't get too many chances, we've got to try and take one to put them under a little bit of pressure. I think that one of the biggest things is obviously enjoy the occasion. And that's one of the biggest things, is to relax and enjoy it. And I think sometimes when you do that, certain things can come out and stay in the game.
As is customary, when you do press, have to ask you about your contract. Yeah. Is there any development in that regard? And kind of is your position the same?
Position's the same. Enjoying my football, enjoying being here. Love the club. But in terms of contract talk, contract situation, there's absolutely no change. So just keep performing, keep playing the game, stay fit. Ball's in Bristol City's court, and I'm kind of here, and obviously it's up to them really. That's the main thing, and we'll see what happens.
Great stuff.
Thanks. No worries. Yeah.